Chris Zimmerman is one of the co-founders of Sucker Punch, and you guys are working on an ancient samurai warrior game called Ghost of Tsushima. And Chris, I want to find out a little bit about the gestation and the sort of the idea. Sort of where did you guys come up with this? Because it's an interesting decision for your studio.
Right. Yeah. Well, we started with the idea of letting you be a samurai, right? In a big open world game, and just letting you roam and do all the things that you expect to be able to do as a samurai. And we decided to set it against the backdrop of the first Mongol invasion of Japan in 1274, and that all clicked. It felt like it made sense that you would be fighting back against them. You're transported back to another place in time. You get to be this character, Jin Sakai, in this situation, forced to change, forced to become something beyond what he always was, what he always has been. He has to change. He has to become something new in order to save his island, save his home.
Was it always going to be a historical epic for you guys, or a historical open world, and then you narrowed it down to Japan?
We really started with the samurai fantasy.
Okay.
You want to be a samurai. The actual time and place that we chose happened a little bit after that. All the pieces fell in place, and we realized that this Mongol invasion was perfect, and the fact that they landed on Tsushima Island first, perfect. It really set up to make an awesome game. We start with the people that we knew in Japan, because we've worked with partners in Japan since we've been started, being part of Sony, right? We had friends already, and they were our kind of initial go-to. But our producer in the U.S. was Japanese as well, just by happenstance, and that was a big win. And we've assembled a crack team of experts to help us with things like, Japanese religion, or we have somebody to help us with the details of historically grounded fighting styles. How do people actually fight with swords? It's by assembling this whole team of people to support us that we're able to do something that is kind of true. We're telling an original story. It's set in an historical place and time, but it's an original story. There's no test at the end, right? There are no footnotes in this game. It's an original game, but getting all the historical details as right as we can is important.
Stand aside, Jin.
You guys are also being a little bit cagey with us. I think with the Infamous games, you could kind of put it up on screen and we sort of snap to and we get it. He's a superhero and he's got to deal with super heroic dangers and super villains. But with this one, we don't really know who Jin is, and we don't really know what's going on. We're getting into a combat situation, but you're not showing too much yet, are you?
Right. No. There's much more to show and tell about. But you want the game to be a surprise when it comes out, right? We don't want to ruin it.
There's no animus, though. Right? There's no dipping from the future to the past.
There is no animus. Okay. Yes, I can confirm that. You've heard it confirmed here. No animus. Yeah.
Were you worried that Assassin's Creed was going to come out with a samurai game or an ancient Japan game?
That would have been inconvenient for us, but we didn't really worry about it. Really, I mean, maybe sometimes, but we focused on our vision, right? What we were trying to accomplish, and you can't afford to worry about what everyone else is doing.
Sure.
You can only decide that what you're going to do is going to be great, and that if you execute, if you hold true to your vision and you trust it and you do what you need to do, everything else is going to work out. So, and it has, and we're gratified to hear that people are excited about the game that we're building, because we're really excited about building it.
We haven't seen a whole bunch of the game. I had a great demo, which was basically taking us deeper into what was shown on the PlayStation stage there. One of the things that you notice right away, I've been playing video games forever, and there have been games along the way where it's one strike, one kill, and it feels like that's an element of the gameplay here. There's a guy that just gets sliced right away and he's gone.
Yeah.
But then there are other guys that seem to be able to take a few hits and come. And are you trying to balance a realism, next to video game aesthetics there? Or?
Yeah, absolutely. I mean, the thing is that they're fighting with swords, right? It's a meter of razor sharp, and if you hit somebody with that, it's not a good day for them. And you have to stay true to that. The game has to be believable. You have to feel like I'm actually having this sword fight for us to hit our goal, which is to make you feel like a samurai. And so, it is possible to kill people with one stroke if everything goes right. Sometimes you're not going to hit them in the neck. Sometimes you're going to hit them in the arm or the leg or the side, and it'll take a couple hits to go down. But again, it's a meter of razor sharp. You can't ignore the fact that it's going to hurt if it touches you. It's less about the anatomical details and more about capturing the feel, the sense of impact, that this hit and it hurt. whether it's hitting you or whether it's hitting somebody that you're fighting, for it to really transport you, for the game to disappear, for you to feel like, oh no, I'm actually there. I am this guy. I am doing this thing. You have to feel the impact. And so we're doing all kinds of little tricks. Like if you go back and look at that video that we posted frame by frame, you'll see that whenever a blow strikes, the camera jerks a little bit. And you can't really tell when you're watching live, but you can feel it. So you accumulate enough little tricks like that with sound, with motion, and it adds up to you feeling the impact, even though we know that you're sitting in your living room and there's a controller in your hands and you're playing a game. But when things go well, when everything clicks, when we really hit what we're trying to hit, that all disappears. It doesn't matter. You're there. A degree of fluidity to how the game plays just is important to us, that the controller melts away, that it disappears, that it's not that you're playing a game, it's that you're there. And again, when things click, you aren't thinking about pressing a button to swing a sword, you're just swinging the sword, right? You're just blocking the blow. You're just parrying and spinning or dodging out of the way. You're just doing it.
Right.
There's no game. It's just you doing these things. That's something we really care about, and it's important to us. That's a sucker punch game to us. And so the challenge for us doing Ghost is to maintain that, right? To have that level of quality and attention to detail and silkiness, but then scale it up to the kind of grandeur and epicness of the best open world games.
Yeah.
It's been a challenge, but it's been a fun challenge, and it's kind of neat to be coming out the other side of it.
You've got two fantastic franchises under your belt right now. You're a studio that can, succeed and then excel by delivering more.
Oh, thanks.
Is that the plan for this, or is it just...
I don't know.
Yeah.
There's no grand plan. There's no grand strategy.
Yeah.
We just identify what we want to do. We just try to find something great, something that we can hit hard, that we're positioned to create something that hasn't existed before, because that's what we're about, right? We're about creating experiences for people that they haven't had before. That's what drives us and motivates us, and that's the reward at the end of the whole journey, because this is hard, right? This takes years and years and tons of effort. And the reward for us as game developers is at the end we get to talk to somebody that played the game and enjoyed it, that we hit, right? And that's, I can't even put it into words. It's just so rewarding to know that we've made a difference for somebody.